Chicago, this one hurts because it's the kind of story nobody wanted to tell after the checks were signed. Expectations were sky high, the investment was massive, and the belief was real, but reality came crashing down fast. What was supposed to be a cornerstone season has turned into frustration, uncertainty, and some very uncomfortable questions about durability and timing. The talent is obvious, the impact is undeniable, but the absence has been loud, and now the optimism is fading by the week. This isn't about effort or fit, it's about availability, trust, and whether patience will pay off in the long run. Bears fans, this situation matters more than you think. Hit subscribe, drop a like, and stay locked in because this conversation isn't going away anytime soon. Let me start by saying the name that defines this entire conversation, because there's no dodging it, no soft pedaling it, no pretending it isn't painful. Kyler Gordon. And I hate saying this, Bears fans, I truly do, but the 2025 season has turned into a nightmare scenario for him and for the Chicago Bears. A season that was supposed to validate a massive financial commitment has instead become a case study in frustration, uncertainty, and the coldest truth in professional football. Availability is everything, and right now, Kyler Gordon doesn't have it. This was supposed to be the year. The Bears didn't hesitate, they didn't wait, they didn't slow-play negotiations. They handed Gordon a 3-year, $40 million extension and made him the highest-paid nickel corner in the entire NFL. That kind of deal isn't given out on potential alone. That's a statement contract. That's a declaration that says, you are a pillar of our defense. And when Kyler Gordon is on the field, nobody can argue that decision. His explosiveness, his instincts, his versatility inside, he changes the energy of the defense immediately. You feel him, you see him, you game plan around him. But here's the problem, and it's a brutal one, he's almost never there. And this season exposed that reality in the harshest way possible. 3 games, 119 snaps, 3 separate injuries. That's not bad luck anymore. That's a trend crashing headfirst into expectations. Gordon played 14, 13, and 15 games in his first 3 seasons. Not perfect, but manageable. This year, it's fallen completely off a cliff. And when your head coach gives a less than optimistic response about whether you'll even play again this season, that tells you everything you need to know about how dire the situation really is. Now imagine this from the coaching perspective. Dennis Allen walks into Chicago preaching aggression, creativity, pressure, and flexibility on defense. And one of the first names out of his mouth when he talks about his vision is Kyler Gordon. That's not coincidence. Gordon is tailor-made for Allen's system. Slot pressure, run support, disruption. But how do you install packages for a player who can't stay healthy long enough to execute them? That kind of frustration eats at a coaching staff. And I don't blame Allen one bit for the defensive struggles when half the secondary has been held together with duct tape all season. Jalen Johnson has been out. Terrell Smith was lost before the season even began. Gordon disappears after 3 games, and yet the defense hasn't completely collapsed. Why? Because Allen has adjusted, improvised, and squeezed production out of what he has. The addition of C.J. Gardner-Johnson midseason is a perfect example. He's not Kyler Gordon in coverage, but he's physical, fearless, and disruptive. He brings edge pressure, he brings attitude, and most importantly, he brings availability. Sometimes that's enough to survive. Now let's talk about the contract, because this is where fans start arguing. Was it the wrong move to extend Gordon early? I'm going to say something that might surprise people. No, it wasn't wrong in principle. This is how the NFL works now. If you believe in a player, you pay him early before the market explodes. The next contract always resets the position. Waiting usually costs you more. That logic is sound. But this season shows you the risk side of being proactive. Because if the Bears had waited, a player coming off a 3-game season would not have commanded top-of-the-market money. That's just reality. And that's the sting. The Bears bet on Gordon's health improving, not declining. They bet wrong this year. That doesn't mean Gordon isn't worth building around. It doesn't mean he's suddenly unreliable as a football player. It means the margin for error just vanished. From here on out, every season, every injury report, every missed practice rep is going to be magnified. Fair or not, that's what comes with being paid like the best at your position. I still believe Kyler Gordon can be a foundational piece of this defense. I still believe his impact when healthy is undeniable. But belief doesn't change reality. And the reality is this: the best ability in the NFL is availability, and right now, that's the one thing Kyler Gordon hasn't been able to provide. So Bears fans, I'm asking you straight, do you still believe this contract will pay off long-term, or has this season permanently changed how you view Kyler Gordon's place in this defense? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in with this Bears community. Because tough conversations like this are what come with real expectation.